Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Simran Vibes. Today we are discussing about how to score 9 band in IELTS listening. So the first step is understand the test format. Familiarize yourself with the structure and types of questions you might encounter in the listening test. So here is the IELTS listening test format and please review that. This is very useful for you when you know the whole listening test structure and know which type of questions I get in IELTS listening exam and what types of skills that I require to crack this exam. The second tip is practice regularly. The best way to improve your listening skills is through consistent practice. Use IELTS practice tests to understand the exam conditions and identify areas for improvement. This is a very useful tip also. You need to practice regularly, that helps you to increase your band score in listening material. The third tip is work on different accents. The IELTS listening test features a variety of English accents: British, American, Australian, and New Zealand. Make sure you are comfortable with all of them because you don't know in your IELTS listening test you'll get which accent in your listening. So try to understand these accents and get familiar with them to understand the IELTS listening. The next tip is effective note taking skills. This is also a very useful tip. During the test, you may need to take notes quickly to remember important details. Practice efficient and clear note taking because when you are listening the audio was in very hurry and you might get confused, so at that time this skill is very helpful for you. So try to practice clear note taking. The next step is increase vocabulary. The broader your vocabulary, the easier it will be to understand the content of the listening test. Yes, you heard it right. It's very useful for you when you increase your vocabulary. You know more words than anybody else, and it will be easier for you to understand the content of the listening test because sometimes you don't know the meaning of the words that are mentioned in the IELTS listening textbook and you might get confused at that time. The next tip is listen to different type of materials is very useful for you. Expose yourself to different listening materials such as podcast is very helpful for you. Listen at least one podcast a day on different topics. Don't listen the podcast at the same topic. You can also listen radio shows, news broadcasts, and lectures. It's also very useful for you and it improves your listening skills. And the next tip is follow the instructions and read all the instructions very carefully before each section. You might get 10 seconds or 15 seconds time to read the instructions. Use that time wisely. Make sure to read all the instructions carefully and before each section and adhere to them. Follow these instructions. It's very useful for you. And the next tip is stay focused. Concentrate on the audio without getting distracted. Avoid the temptation to think ahead. Please stay focused at that time when you are in your exam. Avoid the all type of distractions. And the next step is practice paraphrasing. It is also very useful for you. Sometimes you might listen different words in your audio and see different on your text booklet. You might get confused at that time, but it's just a paraphrasing. The questions may not use the same exact words you hear in the audio. So practice recognizing synonyms and paraphrases. It's very useful for you. Please learn how to paraphrase and learn the meanings and synonyms of the words and build your vocabulary. It's very useful and helpful for you to get good scores. And the next tip is time management. It's very important tip. You all need to know how to manage your time at the exam day. Okay, allocate your time wisely during the test. Don't dwell too long on one question, as the test is designed to progress at a steady pace. Okay, don't waste your time at one question. And the next tip is answer all questions. There are no penalties for guessing. So make sure you answer every question even if you're unsure. Answer all the questions. Don't skip any question. And review and reflect. After each practice test, review your answers and try to understand your mistakes. Reflecting on your errors will help you to improve. Whenever you make any mistake, please note down on your notebook that you never make the same mistake again. Okay? And please work on your mistakes and try to learn those words. Please never repeat the same mistake. Be careful and try to be an active listener. Good luck. By practicing consistently and using these strategies, you can improve your listening skills and aim for a 9 band score in the IELTS listening test. Good luck. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and share.